Story appears ordinary until you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTv News, expanding your view.
Good morning, CoreTv News on the hour. I'm Tolu Ojewumi. Doctors have made good their threats to abandon public hospitals across the country. In Abuja, no single medical doctor was cited in any of the public hospitals, while only nurses were seen attending to patients. At the National Hospital, some of the patients were discharged because of the strike, but they refused to go home.
It's the first day of a nationwide doctor strike in Nigeria. The National Hospital is usually a beehive of activities, but not today. The hallway is empty and the words are scanty. Doctors are not in sight and the nurses are in no mood to work. Only a few patients are in the wards. We were told many of them have since been discharged, but there are also others who are not prepared to go home yet.
I'm a voluntary discharge. I was in my room last night and a doctor came, a lady, said they are going on strike and that they have to discharge me. I said, discharge me in this condition? How do you want me to handle it? I can't be on my feet, so how am I going to handle it at home?
And this woman, who was practically relocated to the hospital because of her sick husband, is in a fix.
Yes, they said they're on strike, so there's no one to treat him, so we should leave. Then give us B now. They didn't even give well treatment and the B is too much. And that tell us to go to another hospital. So if you use the money and pay here now, what will we go and pay you in the next hospital?
But the hospital management claims that there are no plans to discharge any patient forcefully. Dr. Tayo Hastrop is the spokesman of the National Hospital.
Management has met and resolved that we will not discharge the patients in the wards. We will attend to them except the ones that are due for discharge. And we also accept emergency cases, but will not admit patients to the wards. Any strike in the health sector will not affect people, particularly patients.
For now, the doctor strike is in full swing across the country because the authorities have yet to accede to the demands outlined by the Nigerian Medical Association.
Resident doctors have commenced an indefinite nationwide strike. The strike was called by the Nigerian Medical Association, NMA. Oluwaseyi Adogoke visited some hospitals in Lagos. Her report is presented from our studio.
The Nigerian Medical Association says it has been taken for granted by the federal government, and until the federal government meets the 24 points demand, there is no going back on the strike. President of the Resident Doctors Association, Lagos University Teaching Hospital Chapter, Omojowolo Lubumi, says though they sympathize with patients and the sick who will be mostly affected, there is no going back on the planned strike.
The issues involved are many, and those have been well outlined in the communique that was issued earlier. And on this issue, NMA has had series of negotiations with the federal government. Now, some of the issues, there are 24 of them, but it comprises issue concerning residency training, funding of residency training, issue of healthcare coverage for Nigerians, issue of consultancy status, issue of position appointment of the chief medical director, and issue concerning abolition of the position of the deputy CMAC, among other things. They are contentious issues which NMA, despite all our negotiations, have not been able to make any appreciable progress. So, and we have been forced to call this strike action.
Vice President of the Resident Doctors Association, Akikumi Afolabi, says the dialogue they had with the federal government did not yield any positive results.
The Nigerian Medical Association has engaged in so many discussions with the federal government, and an ultimatum was given. And even after the ultimatum was given, the federal government invited them to a meeting which they attended, and all the matters were discussed. But I think the association has not seen enough sincerity being demonstrated by the federal government, and that's why the strike has been called upon. Most of the issues in the 24-point demand are issues that are very easy to resolve, you understand, if the government shows a lot of sincerity. So negotiations have actually been ongoing for a very long time. For some of the agreements were signed in January, this is July, a lot of them has not been met. So the truth is that negotiations have been ongoing for a very long time, but it is high time, you know, something that has to be done just to put the federal government back to their words.
The Nigerian Medical Association says the strike is aimed at saving the healthcare delivery system from retardation.
In the meantime, an explosion has reportedly killed people at the popular Monday market in Maiduguri, northeastern Nigeria. The explosives were said to have been hidden in a vehicle carrying charcoal, and no group has claimed responsibility for the attack. The driver of the vehicle was believed to be among those killed, while several vehicles were said to have either been damaged or destroyed. Witnesses say the casualty figure would have been higher, but for the absence of most people who were still at home due to the Ramadan fast. Members of the House of Representatives are concerned about the state of its security and the security equipment used by security forces to wage war against insurgents. Speaking during the debate on a bill for an act to amend the Defense Industries Corporation of Nigeria, the lawmakers were of the view that modern security equipment will enhance security in the country. The bill was referred to the House Committee on Defense for further action.
We are also trying to bring in the Ministry of Science and Technology to have an input into the composition of the board, because we believe, Mr. Speaker, sir, that what is needed is a joint effort by all concerned, everybody concerned in Nigeria, to make sure that the armed forces are well equipped and empowered to be able to carry out the responsibilities which they must do in the current context of Nigeria. Mr. Speaker, sir, I think that this bill should be committed to the House. It's non-controversial, and I believe that members should support it.
This particular bill, Mr. Speaker, dear colleagues, reminds me of an application I brought here a little while back to seek to equip us to better man our roads with the latest technology possible. And the reason then I advanced, which I believe is relevant even in this particular bill, Mr. Speaker, is that whereas the whole world is moving towards technological advancement in the manner of delivery of security, in our country we are still very much rooted in the past, and we are doing things using updated methods, especially the manual system of checking of vehicles that we are embarked on our roads presently.
Meanwhile, President Goodluck Jonathan has signed the Pension Reform Bill 2014 into law. The new law repeals the Pension Reform Act No. 2 of 2004. The president signed the bill at a brief ceremony witnessed by Vice President Namadi Sambo and Attorney General of the Federation, Mohammed Adoke. Director General of the National Pension Commission, Chinelo Amazu, was also in attendance. Now, former Osun State Governor Olagboso Oyinlola held closed-door talks with President Goodluck Jonathan a few days after APC leaders met him. Oyinlola, who is also former National Secretary of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, was led to the meeting by the party chairman, Adamu Muazu. The session lasted about an hour, and afterwards, the former Osun State Governor insisted that he remained PDP National Secretary.
All I'm telling you is that Oyinlola in the face of the law, remains the authentic Secretary of People's Democratic Party. Anybody in that office for now is a pretender.
The disclosure by the House of Representatives Committee on Electoral Matters that inadequate financing may affect the 2015 general elections to be conducted by the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has been drilled by reactions. Only 45 billion has so far been released by the federal government out of the 120 billion approved for the commission. Analysts who visited our station in Lagos say the amount for INEC is not a problem if the commission can guarantee free and fair elections.
I've traveled within Abia State alone. It's such a wide, how much more Borno? You know, I've had the opportunity of traveling between Borno, Borno State. So I know INEC is a very large, large country. But my concern, not just for INEC and this money that has been proposed, is the general attitude that we have towards money.
So if 120 billion is going to be given to INEC, Nigeria will expect, we should expect, and we must expect, at least value for money, and also we must see a complete free and fair. Some people might say it is not possible. Of course it is possible.
Added that the challenges Nigeria is experiencing cannot be separated from the problem of leadership. Nigeria, according to them, would only advance if credible leaders
we have come very long way, and the mistakes we have made in the past and attitudes we've shown in the past, we should by now outgrow them. Then respect the citizens. Respect the citizens, respect their view, respect their vote, like has just been done in Ekiti State. When the defeated person will say, yeah, the people don't want me, and vacate the seat.
They should be able to give us guarantee that 2015 election is going to be okay for that amount of money they're collecting from us.
We'll quickly take a flight to South Africa, and that's just in a moment. Stay with us.
You can now watch CoreTv News live from anywhere in the world on our website, www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to CoreTv Primetime Days.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click CoreTv, leave a space, then News. CoreTv News, our 24-hour news station.
From time immemorial, women have birthed life, shaped character, and by extension, influenced the society. Moremi of Ife, Emotan of Benin, Queen Aminat of Zaria, all women of influence and power.
Whether it's before election, after election.
How ironical. Women being so powerful, yet have few grounds in decision making.
They see you as weak, and I see you as a wife to a man.
We are talking women in politics.
A woman will be bold enough to stand up and say, I want to become president of Nigeria.
Only on CoreTv News.
Now outside Nigeria, nearly 250,000 members of South Africa's largest union down tools to begin an indefinite strike, which threatens to bring the engineering sector to a halt. Members of the National Union of Metal Workers marched in cities across the country demanding a pay raise of up to 12% and better working conditions. In Johannesburg city centre, thousands of workers clad in red waved stakes and tree branches as they marched to the offices of an industry federation to hand in their demands. The strike is expected to hit more than 10,000 metals and engineering firms that account for about 4% of South African economic output. The industrial unrest could also spread to the power generation sector, which talks at the state-owned electricity monopoly, Eskom, are deadlocked. We wrap it up. Thanks for watching. I'm Tolu Ojewumi. Good morning. Up next, Co Digest.